Are you a girl dad? You got a daughter playing sports? You ever find yourself in a situation where you say whatever you say and it's the right thing, you're right, it's accurate, it's the truth, and you don't get the results that you want? Uh, Man, that's honestly that's the most frustrating thing as a dad is when you try to help your daughter and you try to communicate with her to teach her well. Now, there's some exceptions to this. Some girls, uh, they are very receptive and responsive, and you may not have this issue. But the vast majority of us that have daughters have had experiences with this where they essentially don't hear what you say, they hear how you make them feel. So I think the number one thing I want to make this video to kind of make you aware if you're a girl dad and you have a kid in sports is to understand that concept that they don't hear what you say, they hear how you make them feel. So if you're communicating and you're saying things in a sense of, well, if you told me this, then I would respond. Or when I was a kid and my dad would tell me this, then I would do this. You're already lost. The reason why is I know it's an uncomfortable truth for folks, but we are different as males and females. We're very different, and us guys, we live in a different world. We really do. So when we try to communicate with our daughters, the primary thing is you got to think about what I'm saying is how does it make her feel. Once you understand that, okay, if I say this in an aggressive manner, she's gonna get the urgency of this, but especially when they're young, they're not gonna hear what I'm saying. They're gonna hear the tone of my voice. They're gonna hear the aggressiveness on it. And although there's times for that, if you're trying to communicate a message where you're trying to help, when you do so, it's not going to help. Just some tips. What I would tell you is just number one, never talk to them when your emotions are high. If you feel the adrenaline pumping after a rough game or after you saw them out there just not trying hard and you feel that you're just amped up, never talk to them in that point. Because what's going to happen is you're going to come off aggressive and they're going to hear nothing that comes out of your mouth. All they're going to hear is that you're aggressive towards them. That's all they're going to hear. So that's number one is never do it when you're full of adrenaline and you're angry. Never talk to them like that. Take a time, whatever time that may be. Some folks are really cool and they can calm down real quick. I wasn't one of them. So if you're someone that gets all hyped up and amped up, and take a moment, before you even talk to them, and before you talk to them about it, ask them about how they're feeling. Start off with their feelings and let them express how they feel. Hear them out. Let them feel their feelings. And I know for us as guys, it's really frustrating because we live in a world where your feelings don't matter if you're a male. Unfortunately, that's just the world I've experienced. Maybe you live in a different world than I do, but at least my experience has always been that. So it's really hard for us to relate to that and really listen to the feelings. I mean, my daughters are in their 20s now, and I still struggle with that. I still struggle to listen to the way they feel about something because really, my world, where I come from, and where I live, my feelings don't matter. It's just the world is what it is. You navigate it. But that's not how it works. If you really want to make an impact with your daughter, if you really want to help her, if you really want to get through, because the only reason you're even talking to her is because you care, because you want to get through, and because you want to help. So, what I would challenge you to do as a girl dad is talk their language. Don't talk yours. And it's different if you have a son. Obviously, this message isn't for you. It's a different world when you have a son, but when you have a daughter, they do speak a different language. They do think with their feelings. And as much as that may drive us crazy as dads, that's the rule of the game. And either you adjust and talk their language or you fall short of communicating with them. So I think it's super important as a dad to be able to get across to them and communicate to them and be able to speak their language to understand them. So always remember is what I'm saying is how am I going to make them feel? Start there and then just tailor the message to in a way that you may feel like you're walking on eggshells. because you don't want to make them feel a certain way. But when you do so and you tailor the message and you understand and you're sensitive to how they're going to feel with what you're going to say, when you start doing that, you'll be surprised that they actually will listen. Because even if you get it wrong, if they know and feel that you're trying to take into consideration their feelings, just that in itself will be a something that would help you kind of be able to communicate, and it'll allow them to really be a little bit more receptive to what you're saying, because you'll never get past the "you don't care how I feel." That is a roadblock that you will never get through if you have a daughter. So if you find yourself in that situation, hopefully this tip will help you out, and I'll be dropping some more hints for my girl dads, because we got it rough sometimes, man. So best wishes, guys. To the next one.